Have you ever come home from a trip expecting everything to be exactly as you left it, only to discover that strangers had started building on your property? That's exactly what happened to me. I own nearly 120 acres just outside a growing suburban community. My family has owned this land for over 40 years. It's peaceful, heavily wooded, and every property corner is professionally surveyed and clearly marked. Or at least, I thought it was. A few years ago, I left town for 10 days to attend my daughter's graduation across the country. Before leaving, I checked my security cameras, locked the gates, and figured everything would be waiting for me when I got back. I couldn't have been more wrong. The moment I turned onto my gravel driveway, I noticed fresh tire tracks leading toward the back of my property. Then I heard it. Excavators, concrete mixers, nail guns. At first I thought someone had wandered onto the neighboring lot. But as I drove farther in, my stomach dropped. There were over 20 construction workers building what looked like a private access road and the foundation for several luxury homes. On my land, I slammed on the brakes and walked straight toward the site. Who authorized this? I asked. The site supervisor barely looked at me. You'll have to talk to the HOA. I laughed. There isn't an HOA on this property. He smiled confidently. There's now. That's when I knew something was very, very wrong. The workers genuinely believed they had permission. The developer apparently claimed the property line extended another 300 feet into my ranch. Unfortunately for them, it didn't. I drove home, grabbed my survey documents, title insurance paperwork, and the original county plat maps. Every single document confirmed the same thing. The entire construction site sat squarely inside my property boundaries. Instead of arguing with anyone, I called the county planning office, then the building department, then environmental compliance. Finally, the state land survey office. Within 24 hours, inspectors began arriving one after another. The first inspector checked permits. His expression changed almost immediately. "They are permits," he said, "but they are approved for the parcel next door." Not mine. The environmental inspector noticed something even worse. The construction crews had filled part of a protected drainage channel without approval. That alone carried massive penalties. Then the survey team arrived with professional GPS equipment. The developer's own engineers stood nearby watching quietly. An hour later, the county surveyor placed bright orange stakes all around the construction zone. Every single stake proved the same thing. The homes were being built on my property. The silence was unforgettable. The project manager slowly walked over. "I think we have a problem." I nodded. "You've had one since the first shovel touched my land." Within another hour, county officials issued a stop work order. Every machine shut down. Concrete trucks turned around. Workers packed their tools. No one spoke much after that. But the story wasn't over. The investigation uncovered something even bigger. Apparently, the developer had relied on an outdated digital property map instead of ordering a current boundary survey before construction. That shortcut saved them a few $1,000s. It ended up costing them millions. Over the following weeks, engineers determined every foundation had to be demolished. Miles of freshly graded road had to be removed. The damaged drainage system had to be restored. Thousands of trees had to be replanted. And every dollar came out of the developer's pocket. Then came the lawsuits. The HOA blamed the developer. The developer blamed the engineering company. The engineering company blamed outdated GIS records. Everyone blamed someone else. But none of that changed one simple fact. They had built on land they didn't own. Several months later, one of the inspectors stopped by while another restoration project was being completed. He looked across the property and smiled. "You know," he said, "this could have been avoided with one proper survey." I couldn't help laughing. They skipped the cheapest step. It became the most expensive mistake. Today, if you visit that area, you'd never know luxury homes almost stood there. The road is gone. The concrete is gone. The drainage channel has been restored. Native grass covers the old construction site. And my property lines remain exactly where they've always been. Sometimes people ask why I didn't simply sell the land once everything was over. The answer is simple. Some things aren't for sale, especially when they belong to your family for generations. The developer learned that lesson the hard way. And every time I drive past those restored survey markers, I'm reminded of one important truth. Owning land is one thing. Respecting someone else's property is another. Because the moment those inspectors arrived, the entire project came to an immediate end.